Welcome back to my garden. It is early August 2022, and I thought I'd show you what's been going on in the garden. We got a rain last night finally, so it's kind of a good misty morning to kind of show you everything. The garden is it's been really, really hot, so things are just kind of taking their time and dealing with everything that's been going on. So I thought I'd start first with this is the bed that I put together this summer with plants from my sister's garden. Um, I think this is called Nephia. It is a hot poker plant, and there are some lilies and irises, and there's my cat. That's my Sam in the back porch looking out. There's my boy. And if you look really close, you can see there's Kelly. But this is an endless summer hydrangea that I planted last year. Died all the way back this winter. Produced one little two blue flowers this year. It's finally coming back. This, I think, this is from my sister's garden, so I'm not sure. A lilac that I planted. And this little guy, I found at the grocery store. It's a miniature rose. So I stuck her out here, and she seems to be kind of happy. You're going to see bug damage and all sorts, but this rose is a coral knockout rose. And again, I get very small blooms on roses that I don't really know why. I have to figure that out. And heuchera. And back over there is lavender, which I cut back. As you can tell, this has just been drenched with rain. This here is a Marc Chagall rose with black spot, which I need to treat. We'll go around the back here. This here is a Wisteria that I transplanted over here. It just hasn't bloomed, it just kind of sits in the pot. But the Clematis is blooming here. I had an interesting problem with this Clematis. As you can see here, I've cut a lot of it back. It was growing really well this year, and then all of a sudden, it just died. You can see down here. And this is new growth. I cut back a lot of the leaves that it had. Same thing with this one over here. But I'm starting to get some new growth on them. These are the hydrangeas that I planted last summer. As you can tell, the rain's done the job on them. So we'll see what happens once they dry off, if I have to prop them up some more. This is a peony that I planted last year, starting to come back. And this is an oh so easy rose. That died back this last winter as well. I have to come back here, prop up all my flowers that got rained on. Look, see, the rain they just break. They get so heavy. Just too bad. And that's an aster. Atlas rose here. It doesn't like this spot. Another Atlas rose, the rain just did a job. And another Atlas rose. This is my crown, David Austin crown, Princess Marguerite. I have a new bud coming there. And starting to get some new growth here. So I just keep running her up the trellis. Here's the attack of the hydrangeas. These are all different varieties. Oh, I think they're all lace caps, though. I gotta get out of here so I don't get wet. This is Zephyrin here. And this is Princess Alexandria of Kent. Such a beautiful rose. I really like this rose. but they'll come back. And some phlox. Look at that Atlas. I have to say, that Atlas rose, the scent on it's absolutely fabulous. This is Lady of Shalat rose in this obelisk. Let's see, I'll come over here and give you a shot of her. It's beautiful. This is all new growth here. So I'm going to tie it up into this obelisk. Technically it's a shrub rose, I think, but it does throw out larger canes. My crabgrass is great this year. I'm going to tell you about this plant later on. Back over here this way. This is it's a red and white rose. I don't have the name on it. If anyone wants to know what black spot looks like, that's it. It's blooming here. This is one that's split. Over there is the rootstock, and here is the red and white rose. So I'm waiting to see if anything happens over here and then know where to cut back, so I just get this part. Over there, let's see if I can wade through the garden without killing myself. Sweet Mademoiselle. Beautiful. Beautiful rose. Some more phlox. This is the Chicago Peace. Healthy plant. Has thrown up quite a few blooms so far this year. No rose on it right now. And the echinacea. You gotta love the echinacea. It just does its job. Okay, what do I have here attacking me? So I can walk. Then we go through here, and the celosia is being water drenched. I think it's called dragon something. And then we have the dichondria. This is Jacob's Ladder. I have a new bloom here. Hasn't come out yet. And a glad that's getting ready to bloom. And this is Garden Sun. Got rain drenched. I'll have to come through here. It's growing up though. I keep tying it up. We'll get back into the wild garden. There's big old grass. Got a black lace elderberry right here. It's been here for years. Hasn't grown much, but it's growing this year. These are two different types of grasses here. Everything is wet. And then back here, echinacea. Some creeping phlox back there. Nice big stand of echinacea here. There's a bleeding heart way in the back. Doesn't show much. There is an astil back there. And rudbeckia. This thing is called an akiba. I've had it here for 20, 30 years. It just does green. And daylilies. And some more astil back here. With some begonias down in the front. And this is the little chuckles, I think it's called. Hosta. This is the seagrass. This is what, I love this plant, but it is the bane of my existence because all those little seed pods go everywhere and I have to pull them out. You'll be able to see it everywhere. Some caladiums. And it's a type of heuchera. Can't think of the name of it. But I really like the plant. Next year, I think I'm going to work on this bed and remove a lot of these grasses and plant some other things in it. This is a dogwood I planted last summer. And here's the other dogwood. These are the Arctic Fire dogwoods. which have, sorry, attack of the spiderwebs. These get the red branches, so something's eating it. These, I will tell you in a separate video, my crazy moment there. Some more heuchera back here, along with the Clematis. It's a Jackamani Clematis and some caladiums, and some Jack Frost Brunia. Tell you about these two later too. This is new. This is the Brunia I rescued from my sister's yard, and this fern, and some heuchera. So we'll go back this way. I'll show you the new plants. These are the azaleas I planted this year, and there's some glads that just got burned from the heat. Heuchera, dicentra. This is the Royal Welcome Rose. Beautiful rose. Let's see if I can give you a good shot of that. The rest of it comes out with the yellow first and then goes. This is Cosmos, I think. There are Cosmos in there, yeah. And what else is in here is it's a plant, a seed I get from botanical interest, and it grows up vining, and it does these cute little red and white flowers, and it's pretty, it's lacy. Now back there is unknown name rose that used to be planted where that dogwood was years ago. See, all back there is shade. In fact, you can see the tree. So the garden sun and this pretty pink rose, shoot up on it, I had planted back in my ignorance. There in the shade all these years and wasn't doing very well. So last summer I transplanted it all out here, and it's finally taken. Here's a picture of the little cardinal. That's it, Cardinal Vine. They're little red and white, beautiful little flowers that come up. It's nice. This, sad, is the Dark Night Rose. It's been rained on, but it comes out with a yellow center and then that dark red. This is Sweet Memories or something, rose. And I don't remember the name of this thing. It's Lister or something? Bulb. Tossed them in. This is the Peace Rose. I had a bunch of blooms off of this guy this year. I just planted. So it's settling in. Cosmos. And dahlias. I cut a lot of these dahlias off before the big rains. And salvia. This is a knockout miniature rose. It's really kind of cute. They're in pots. I have two of them. With diamond frostiphobia and vinca. I think it's vinca. Excuse me. Dahlias are really coming on here. If you look, I have the two pots here. That one. Go slower. There, one. And then the volunteer sunflower. That's the fourth sunflower I've gotten off of this. There's two of them here. I just keep cutting the flowers off, putting them in vases. This is Vanessa Bell. She's given me a couple roses. She's kind of resting right now. It's too hot for her. Not into it. And over here, we're getting a red glad here. Back hidden under here is the cherry parfait. Now the dahlias, I've planted them badly because it's happy for the plant, but not so great for the rose because the sun comes from this way. So next year I'll know better than to do that. Dianthus, New Dawn, coming up. And that's James Galway back there, along with some glad. And over here is rhododendron and a fern that I planted this year, which was doing really nicely until the heat just really started to beat it up. This is an autumn something clematis. Let's take a look. Planted it this year. Sweet autumn clematis. So far, no flowers, but a lot of growth. And heuchera all along the back here. Let's go around here. Again, this is handle, planted last year. More growth on it this year, but not robust. I'm either going to have to move it or shovel prune it. It's just not doing what it needs. This is unknown named, probably one of my favorite roses in the garden. Does beautiful coral roses. Again, here is another unnamed rose transplanted from my mom's garden. And here's the At Last. Another Cardinal Vine. I just like the way that looks. Well, let's see here. My pots are doing really well. Check out that dahlia, which is way higher than me. I'm 5'1". I am holding this over my head. Just up there being happy. This is called a licorice plant. Proven winners. It's nice, but it probably needs its own pot. I have to trim it back. Here's more sweet potato vine. Some verbena. Gerber daisies. Cool coleus. Creeping Jenny. Another pot. These were ones I just threw in this pot and have been letting them grow. Some marigold. So yeah, it's wet, it's damp, which is great for the plants, and nice and cool right now. Hopefully it'll stay that way. I think we're going to get really hot again though, but it's real misty out right now. So this is the garden so far. Come August, to rethink the clematis deal over there, because they obviously are not thriving. There's something, it's either they don't get enough, it's too hot for them or something. So next year maybe I'll move them somewhere. But my hydrangeas that I planted last summer to grow so they can cover that fence line, doing really nicely. Trim them back this year so they get more bushy. Same along this way. So that'll be it. Thanks for watching my video. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd be really happy. Leave me a comment. Tell me what's going on in your gardens. And have a good, stay cool and hydrated. Take care.